of left back. He's taken Jamal Lowe's position. This is interesting. This is a new twist on Taxi's playing career. As Mr. Jesus Gallardo.
We're back on YouTube now, by the way.
We're back on YouTube.
We're back on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we're back on YouTube. Sorry, my apologies to the listeners. We had some technical issues here. We're back live on YouTube. Back live on YouTube. My apologies to the listeners. We had the streaming services froze during the stream, so we're back. It's 2-2. So all the YouTubers, big up yourself. All apologies. And a free kick to Jamal. And Mexico has also made Diego Lainez has come on from Mexico as Mexico goes in search of victory. Let's see who Diego Lainez or Lainez came in for. CONCACAF Nations League play. League A, Group A. And Pineda is out, Diego Lainez in. Throw into the Reggaeboyz. Amari Bell is about to get us restarted. Having a bit of storm coming through the area, so we have some technical, feed is freezing now. Ball is looking to send long. Trying to send Taxi Lawrence long, and Taxi Lawrence telling Bailey to don't push it so far. Junior, the dentist, aka Coach Hamir Hallgrimson, decided to put Taxi Lawrence into a left wing position. Junior, your thoughts? John Russell in midfield. John Russell with a beautiful pass sends Leon Bailey into acres of room. Leon Bailey into the box.
Come on from the field, man.
And
Come on.
Leon Bailey, too many step overs, and the ball slip away from him. And he's gutted by that. Beautiful play from John Russell there. Beautiful ball.
Yo, John Russell in 2 minutes have done more than Daniel Johnson and Ravel Morrison done for the whole game.
Yes, in 30 seconds, John Russell did more. Ball is behind, trying to get behind Lamagisa, and a shot. Raul Jimenez also is on, and he missed it. No wonder Raul Jimenez has been
Deflection.
Okay,
And that would have been a goal.
Okay, let's see.
That would have been a goal.
And Damian.
And again, Mexico is getting all the rebounds.
Garfield said we need faster internet. I wish I would have behind. I headed on. Where are you, Garfield? Let's see. Where are you? It's throwing to Mexico. 6:78 minute of play.
You know why? You know why? Because there is like a 3-second delay on OBS. So
okay.
Garfield, yeah, you are getting the feed late. Like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But it's not us, it's OBS. It's Restream.
John Russell using his okay. Him have fast New York internet, bro.
A Restream. Is Restream.
Yeah, so we're delayed on Restream and OBS. The man them want to make sure nobody will not come through the screen, brother. Throw into the Reggaeboyz. Here comes Lembegisa. Throws it in. Headed on. Ball pick up by Chucky in midfield. Chucky now sends it off to Sanchez. Jorge Sanchez. Sends it to Diego Lainez. Bailey tracking back, doing some work here. Luis Romo. Leon Bailey. Jaja Youth. Sorry. Ball is sent wide. As Junior, other subs that the Reggaeboyz should make here. Any other subs? Clean up our aisle 4 as
Come
Damian Lowe decided to go in hard on yo. Mexico going in for a victory. Ball picked up by
Mexico is getting
Chucky Lasagna with a
Mexico is
shot.
getting all the rebounds.
Yeah.
All the rebounds Mexico is getting.
And Chucky Lozano
Every rebound.
Chucky Lozano is moving all over the place to get the ball. I mean, one thing is apparent: the Reggaeboyz need fresh legs on the field. You have 5 subs, coach. Use your subs. Use your subs. Ball sent in the box from a corner kick. Headed out by the boys. Here comes the interception. Bailey again into acres of room. Has one defender in front of him. Looking for a true pass. And a bad true pass. And it's intercepted by the Mexican player. Looking for Shamar Nicholson, who was running in support there. Here comes Mexico. Reggaeboyz looking to exploit the counter-attack and looking to exploit Mexico on the counter. Come on, Leon Beal. You need to do better than them 2 players. You need to do better, family. I know say you're tired, but have to do better upon them 2 players. Here comes the ball now, sent wide. Diego Lenas. And I think that's the difference between these 2 teams. You know, in the final third, one team is a little bit more polished. And you know, the game is started 2-2, but I mean, Mexico, you know, if it's last ditch defending, blocking balls for the Reggaeboyz, you don't want to keep doing this last ditch defending.
I agree.
Ball now sent to Chucky. Chucky now finds this, picks up by Lowe. Intercepted the ball well. He's looking to send it long. Looking for Shamar. Headed away by Cesar Montez. Looking for Shamar again. Montez is back in his back, and it's a free kick to the Reggaeboyz. You know, I must say this. All things considered, the Reggaeboyz have... Is it fair to say the Reggaeboyz have closed the gap from the 6-0, 3-0 batter bruising days of visiting the Azteca Junior?
Of course.
Because they're legitimately in this contest. I mean, and they were legitimately in the last contest also. So they are...
Yep.
Now, a man might say, well, the Mexican team has declined. Well, and there might be some truth in that. But,
but we don't have any control over that.
Yeah, but the once revered Azteca where a man go fret and get 600 so they can beaten seems to be no more.
But back then, it was some craven Premier League ballers a play, right? That's real talk.
So what was the Joby McAnuff game we remember earlier in Mexico?
That was a 0-0 game.
That was a 0-0 game.
That was a World Cup. That's a winning first game in the World Cup qualification.
And ball turned away. Poor defending. Russell's running with his man, looking to try to get a body on him. Wasn't able to get a body on Chucky Lozano. Shot! And off the crossbar. Is that Diego? Picked up by... I didn't even remember I said Bobby Reed still not play at the box cover.
Basically, right now, Mexico is getting all the rebounds. All the rebounding part. Everything Mexico is getting.
Reggaeboyz under attack as Mexico goes in search of the winner. Chucky Lozano coming inside and picking up the ball. He's sending Moreno wide. Or Jesus Gallardo wide to overlap more. Seems like he's cut inside. Ball picked up by...
Why is Daniel Johnson still on the field?
Jorge Sanchez. Johnson's ball is intercepted by Russell. Russell clears it out, looking for Shamar Nicholson. It's hacked away. Hey, coach, take off Daniel Johnson off, I feel now. And that we're seeing the replay of Diego Leones shot off the crossbar, Junior. Good effort. Very good effort.
Yeah. Another kick aimlessly into no man's land. So you see the 69% passing accuracy, that percentage probably going down in the second half.
Ball done sent all the way to Guillermo Ochoa. Guillermo Ochoa releases it. Mexico comes away with it again. Luis Sanchez picks it up, sends it wide to Diego Lainez. Has taxi for company. Kemar Lawrence. It seems he's been brought in. So it's what? 5 to finish. Another shot from outside the 18 wide. It seems like Taxi Lawrence is brought in to help give Amari Bell some cover on that side, Junior. And
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
him not cover him, right?
And go ahead if you can and give some attack. BM
Yeah.
says Kahim Parrish should come on. And Garfield says we need to work on our possession game. Yes, definitely. I mean, we just turn the ball back over for them. Cool it down for a little bit.
See that again, right back to Mexico.
Giving the ball and ball now headed on. Looking for Bailey. Just not in play.
And Mexico right back in attack. It's just
Reggaeboyz, just to remind listeners, a draw does Reggaeboyz nothing here, as we have a collision between Damian Lowe and a yellow card. First yellow card of the game to Raul Jimenez. Yeah.
that's not a yellow card offense. Sorry.
And the card is, we're seeing the replay. Okay, he jumped into the side of Damian Lowe there with his knee. And he got a yellow card. He was competing for the ball, so you go. As Lowe is down, needing some help. 78 minutes of play, family.
So this is weird. No, I'm not going to criticize the coach because the coach, a big coach.
You mean no
This is
criticizing?
where
He's
lack
above
of depth.
criticism.
For me, I'll have to have more data set. But this is where I question at least the depth of the team, because Mexico is not chasing the game. They don't have to win the game, right? And they are making substitutions, being more aggressive going forward, while Jamaica seems to be sitting on their laurels. I'm going to accredit that to lack of depth right now.
Okay. Just to remind listeners, the standing coming into the group, Mexico sitting on 7 points, Jamaica 5, Suriname 1 point. Reggaeboyz needs a victory. They have to win to go on to the semifinals. The winner of the group goes on to the semifinals. Reggaeboyz has a record of 1 win, 2 draws, 2 ties, and no loss. Mexico 2 victories and a tie. 3 teams in this group. Suriname will get relegated to Group B. As Damian Lowe is going to be stretchered off, as Jamali Witt is helping Damian Lowe onto the stretcher here, or helping him to his feet. Yes, he took up a pretty big now. Corey Burke is warming up. Yes, and now they have the mobile unit out to help Mr. Lowe there, Junior. I think the knee to his ribs, the knee to his side was not a good one.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Garfield said we need some serious recruiting. Greenwood. Man said Greenwood, we have a lot of players with Jamaican heritage all over the world. Yo, so we can recruit everybody but Greenwood. Mariappa is getting ready to come in. Reggaeboyz down to 10 men at the moment. And the main reason why I say recruit everybody but Greenwood, we don't really want another passa right now. With the charges that he was acquitted of or dropped, but I know. And Reggaeboyz playing with 10 man. Corey Burke is getting ready to come on also. Raul Jimenez sends it wide to Roma. Roma back. Luis Roma. That's curling down the line. And Mexico had made another sub. And the ball is into the box. Intercepted well by John Russell. John Russell seems to be a decent player, Junior.
It have sense.
And that's all it takes.
Yeah, I mean, when I was sit down, I celebrate a brother with ball sense. When I go drop that low.
It's all it takes. It's just sense.
Reggae some ball sense.
All over the place as Damian Lowe is back on to help his teammates. No, I mean, yeah, he was accused of a charge and he was acquitted, or the case they dropped the charge against him. But remember, I said Greenwood never run complaint for Jamaica when.
Yo, Damian Lowe no walk on. Damian Lowe no walk come off.
Yes, so Damian Lowe seems to be reluctant to come off. So what Daniel Johnson talked to Damian Lowe about? The coach I made the decision, or Damian Lowe and Daniel Johnson? No, the coach. Oh, the man, you're an idiot. Who is in charge here?
No, but Daniel Johnson not try to help keep our Damian Lowe.
Man, come off I feel Daniel Johnson. Should I walk off I feel long time? and Lowe is now off. Big up yourself, Lowe. And Mariappa.
And that is the right decision. You're hurt, you're hobbled. You can't play, brother. We love the heart, but common sense have to dictate sometimes.
And so the other sub is
Corey Burke for Daniel Johnson.
Corey Burke so you're going with two strikers. So you're going for the game. You're going for the game. I mean, and again, we cannot. A draw does no Reggaeboyz no good here.
But think about it, though. Think about it. Jamaica is chasing a game in Mexico and has the ability to put on more strikers in the Azteca. Chasing a game to win.
You will admit that Corey Burke is now a striker.
Touche.
Reggaeboyz, ball in midfield. Bobby Reed to Johnny Russell. Russell looking for a ball over the top, but back to Bobby Reed. Bobby Reed then plays it to Mariappa. Mariappa sends it long. Russell heads it out. Ball picks up in midfield. Chucky now running.
I noticed Bobby Reed is playing in this.
Mariappa.
Bobby Reed is playing in the center midfield now.
Yes. Ball is sent wide. Mexican player and a shot and a block by and goalkeeper Jamali Wade, and a foul as Diego Lainez dragged down one Mr. Ethan Pinnock, and a free kick is called against the Mexican. Yo, hear me? This hear me by fight I'll talk about Greenwood now. Big up yourself, Garfield. My thing is that Greenwood never run complaint for Jamaica when he didn't have any charges. Now he might have some charges and the charges were dropped and whatever we want to consider carry. Yo, brother, go and go full up around your corner. I'm tired of running down ballers because they are ballers. We want people who are committed to the task at hand. And maybe England are going to call him because of the whole pass around the charges. So now we forgot to take him. We don't know what left, brother. We don't talk. We have whisper come true. As Junior is quiet.
You sure you're not going to whisper some Belgium family?
Well, Bobby Reed control the ball out. Here's Lembegisa. Lembegisa now finds Russell. Russell twisting and turning in the midfield. Maybe doing a little bit too much there.
No, man. He's doing what is needed.
I guess I'm tired now. And a long effort from way downtown from Mr. Chucky Lozano. Irvin Lozano.
Yo, the Mexican boy are highly, you know. Yo, that Mexican brother boy. Jaja. And they made a damn long shot. As BM said, no, the coach has made some bad decisions. has made the poor decisions in the game. Yeah, I agree.
And these are top level coaching decisions right here, you know.
Hold on. Just slow down.
No, Junior, come on. This is top level coaching decisions. And Ravel Morris and Daniel Johnson should not have been playing as the Reggaeboyz trying to get through. Corey Burke into the box, and he shots almost. And it's saved by Guillermo Ochoa. And Bailey picks it up on the left side. Looks at, sends it into the box. Yo, left ball there, brother.
What is Nicholson doing?
Leave the ball.
Why?
And Shamar
Why Nicholson do that?
Have fouled the goalkeeper, apologizing. But there was the runner on the outside that Bailey was looking for. Kamar Nicholson was overlapping. And the boy Corey Burke headed the ball. Yo, come on, time, you're supposed to hear the man say leave.
Are you a striker?
Yo. Come out of the way, brother. Make a man get Jaja. 88 minutes of play. Alright, 87 minutes, whatever it is. Russell trying to intercept, but Luis Chavez comes away with it for Mexico. Ball sends wide to Montez. Montez finds Diego Lenez looking for Chucky. Chucky has gone more centrally. He turns away from John Russell. Sends it to Raul Jimenez. Jimenez shot across the goal. No one was there. And it goes all the way out for a throw into the Reggaeboyz. Jesus Gallardo was breaking his neck to get there, but couldn't get there, thankfully, for the Reggaeboyz. Reggaeboyz too. And I would love to see a replay of that Leon Bailey cross to, and if Taxi really had a shot, a chance on it. Here comes the ball now. Picked up by Mexico.
No, he had a chance to control it, for sure.
And a shot from way downtown by Raul Jimenez. 89 minutes of play. 2-2 inside Estadio Azteca. Reggaeboyz need a goal to go through to the semifinals of CONCACAF Nations League. Mexico will advance if the score holds. Ball sent long. Headed away by Montez. Back into the Mexican half by, one thing, Corey Burke, I go take out a few people with him, And a quick start from Mexico. Here comes Chucky Lozano, running Lambaguisa. Lambaguisa with some good defending. Chucky Lozano was able to get the cross off, headed away. And looking for a pass from an overlapping player. 5 minutes of added time, family. Come on, Reggaeboyz. We need a goal. Need a goal, family. Need a goal. Need a goal. Need a goal. Yes, Ravel need to walk home long time. In fact, him should have go catch the bus or whatever from find him taking bungalow and move and go on. In fact, this should be Ravel's last game in a Reggaeboyz shirt until him get a club. If he doesn't have a club, him not play no more ball. Go on a yard. Apparently not. Bailey cannot have. Here's the ball sent to Cordova Reed. Imagine you have to take Bobby Cordova Reed and put in a midfield. Is our midfield that covered that beer?
Yep.
Bobby Reed shifting in midfield, joining John Russell. And Daniel Johnson, them should be ashamed of themselves. Imagine that big game you need to have, you're looking for a goal and them put Bobby Cordova Reed in a midfield over you, the midfielder. Ball is now sent to Mexico. Raul Jimenez knocking it to Chucky. Trying to find Jimenez and Jamali Wait is quickly out. A draw does the Reggaeboyz no good. You need the 3 points to advance to the semifinals of the CONCACAF Nations League. US is already into the semifinals, if I'm not mistaken. Honduras and Panama, I think, in the other group. We'll take a look at the group standing. Here comes Diego Nenes. Ball is sent in. Raul Jimenez. Jimenez sends it wide. This is Gallardo. And oh, so close. Mexico almost in with the lead there, family. Good build-up play.
And you would think Mexico is the team that need the win to go through to the semifinals.
Yeah, Mexico has nothing to play for here. They're they don't need to win the game to go through to the semifinals. Reggaeboyz sends it long. Ball to Corey Burke. Corey Burke dribbling. Corey Burke with a shot. And it's Ricochet quickly put his hands up to his teammates. A corner kick, right?
He hopes so.
We hope so. That has to be a corner kick because the shot cannot be that bad, Junior. The shot can, it's a corner kick. Corey Burke getting ready to try to stamp his class on this game. Looking for a go-ahead goal. Ball sent and the poor corner kick.
Can't even cross the first one.
Poor corner kick didn't pass the first defender. Mexico comes away with it from an attacking long ball, and now Jamali Wait is quickly out and sends it long. Corey Burke, Ethan Pinnock.
No, Mexico is actually chasing the game. It's just funny to me. Because Mexico deserve to lose the game based on the way they finish in the game.
I thought about deserve.
Okay. They should lose the game. Like they're not trying to kill off the game.
Yeah, but I think Leon is tired. I'm sure you need a sub for Leon. I'm tired. Tired. Don't you have any more subs? Dentist, you don't have any more subs. I mean, you can't make name play ball, brother. You have to look in front of you and see what go on. Ball is sent wide to Bailey. Bailey looking to go down the flank. Now Bailey cuts inside. Look and sends it wide to Corb and overhits Corb Taxi Lawrence. I guess he's not tired.
I was just about to ask you, tell me a substitute that will come on and do what I'm just doing.
Reggaeboyz. Coach Hamir Hal-Grimson is shouting at his players passionately in the technical area. Almost time. Reggaeboyz 2, Mexico 2. By the way, the Icelandic brother win a game from him take over.
Does it matter, Benton?
Yes, it does matter, Junior. We need to build a culture of winning. How are you going to build a culture of winning if you don't win?
All right, let's see what happened in the next 15 seconds.
You cannot build a culture of winning if you're not winning.
But I will support the rhetoric we're not push right
now.
I am predicting Jamaica is going to score in the next 10 seconds.
All over, family. All over. All over. Garfield said it's all over. But it's fast internet. Ball sent to the box, punched away. And the referee didn't even allow the corner kick. All over inside Aztec Stadium, Junior. 2-2. Reggaeboyz finish in a number 2 possession in League A, Group A. Mexico will go on to the semifinals of the CONCACAF Nations League. I mean, it's the usual suspects, the usual teams. It's just to see, And BM says send the coach back to Iceland. A joke thing. Questionable decisions, Junior, from regarding Daniel Johnson and Ravel. Are those the worst decisions of the game? Or do you even agree they are bad decisions?
Bad decision for what? What a question.
Leaving them on the field for such a lengthy period.
Yeah, I think he trusted them too much that last 10 minutes. Yeah, this is a question though. The question is, would Jamaica have a 2-0 lead, or would Jamaica have taken a lead twice if they didn't play, if Ravel Morrison didn't play, if Daniel Johnson didn't play, right? Hindsight is 2020. Sports is not a hindsight game. All right, sports is not a hindsight event. So you can't really look back and say we shoulda, coulda, woulda. Now, I would question keeping both of them on in that 10-minute stretch right before halftime. After the weather delay, right?
Yeah.
That is I definitely question that. You hope the coach learned from that mistake. You really do. But if we want to be honest and fair, the mere fact that we're sitting here talking disappointedly that Jamaica draw with Mexico at Azteca in a meaningful game, you have to kind of think about that statement and think about it hard before we start talking about throwing away a coach and coach not good, side not good. You draw with Mexico in a meaningful game and you come out feeling disappointed that if a decision had went your way or not, it could have been different, right? That there is some credence to take out of it. Now, where I will join the bandwagon of burning a fire against the coach is if Daniel Johnson and Ravel Morrison play together the next game. Then I will have a problem.
But why wait till the next game to have a problem? He played them for a lengthy period. This game.
No, but I mean, it's about options. It's not like we have a play. It's not like we have a player that proven commodity sitting on the bench. Right now, it is, and I don't think anybody out there can say this player is a better option. Everybody would say, Daniel Johnson and Ravel Morrison not giving you anything. What more do you have to lose? That is not reason enough to go out there and make a substitution and trust the next player because you don't have anything else to lose. So that's why I'm saying, and I'm not picking up for the colonizer, but we can't jump to conclusion right now and say the coach is an idiot. The coach go with his gut, and his gut was telling him stick with the experience out there, and he stuck with the experience a minute too long. I think 10 minutes too long. I would have made a substitution in the weather delay. He didn't do it, and they come back and bite him. Now, will he learn from that mistake? Tapa made many mistakes, I would say him not learn. Paul Hall made mistakes, and he seemed to have learned from some of his mistakes, right? So let's see, before we start throwing stones, let's see how much the dentist learned. But the dentists are the best coach we've had in a while. We have to relax.
And with the best coach label comes higher expectations.
Exactly.
And ultimately, you equate him to Paul Hall and Tapa. And the resume or the CV of Paul Hall and Tapa doesn't stack up against this guy at the level. Well, I guess Paul Hall our Tapa has a very robust CV for the Jamaican team.
It does. It doesn't. It doesn't. No, it doesn't
But I
measure up
mean, just coaching international football. I mean, he has,
right.
he's stocked up on that sense. But of course, this guy has taken a team to a World Cup and was the assistant and did well in the Euros, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, my biggest thing, I'm not critical or saying one should get rid of coach because ultimately you can't make these drastic, rash decisions. You just hire him. But at the same vein, I would like to start seeing some level of. There's some decisions that was just quite questionable. And the first decision that I have a problem with is, and you said that yes, he went with familiarity. The Ravel Morrison Daniel Johnson combo in the midfield, with the background of Ravel Morrison not playing club football, match fitness is not up to scratch, and so this is where I expected a coach to say, familiarity or not, you are not match ready. Because you're not playing a ball. And we're going into
I know,
you go into a must win ball. Because we saw Ravel against Trinidad and Tobago. And it's the same Ravel that we saw tonight. He strolls about and we said the same thing. We said, well, clearly him now playing a ball.
But then is there a player in the Trinidad game that never get featured today that should have been featured? In your eyes, in both Trinidad games. And we know it was a draw and a loss. We're not talking about the result. We're talking about the individual player. Is there a player that you can say, this player should have played today over X?
Not really. I guess the player that I was hopeful or optimistic about from the last qualifier round is Richard King, or Mr. King himself. And I think I've seen this where I don't remember who was the coach, where it was Paul Hall or Tapa who have told King to step up into midfield and track a certain player. Right. Especially when you need tacklers or somebody to really kind of put a shift in midfield. And you have and again, like I said, hindsight is 20, but this is why you do the analysis. This is why the coach is the expert. So to try to avoid these things. But we had a golden chance here to book a semi-final. Led the game twice and we could not hold the lead. So we'll learn from it. Hopefully we have the Gold Cup next. But I want to see the Reggaeboyz transition away from just making tournaments. Want to start to win trophies. Whether it's a plastic trophy or not, you want to try to win trophies. We've been to two. The World Cup should not be earmarked for Mexico and the US. The Reggaeboyz should be going to the World Cup with a legitimate chance of we coming to win this and subsequently go for it and do it. And so that is the culture I want to see from the dentist, Mr. Hal Grimson. That's the culture, the attitude I want to see from the players. Now, of course, this is hoping that the JFF and their administrators do what they need to do. But ultimately, this just qualify and go play some ball thing now, cut it for me.
I agree.
BM says the team needs a bit more quality and depth. Need to move on from Mariappa and Ravel. And maybe this is a situation in this game knowing maybe Coach Hal Grimson decided like, look, coming up in the Gold Cup, I have bigger tournament player. I know the difficulty of going to Mexico. Yes, we're going to win. Here it is, Ravel. You can show to me tonight that you should be still part of this project for the Gold Cup. You see me I say? I know. Because coming to the World Cup, you said, okay, I need to either look to John Russell and look to the others and say, move on. But it is what it is. I must commend them. They did not lose the game. So I must commend them. They put a shift in, but it's a bit disappointing when you put a shift in and you have the lead twice and you cannot see out the contest.
Yes, I agree. I agree. And regardless of and you had the lead twice in the first half. So there's something to be said about playing a whole 45 minutes against Mexico in Mexico and coming out still without giving up a goal. I can't, as much as I said, it's not as a strong Mexican team as before. Going up ahead in attack, they are potent. They are dangerous, right? And they create their chances. So, yeah, I have to look at it through different lenses. I expect Jamaica to do well in the Gold Cup based off today's performance. Seeing how they play, I expect Jamaica to do well in the Gold Cup. I expect Jamaica to beat up teams in the Gold Cup because if you cannot maintain possession and as an opponent, if you cannot maintain possession, if you cannot create consistent pressure on Jamaica, they are going to overrun you. That is how this coach is trying to deploy the team. They are trying to just bully. It's just bully football. That's the intention that we're trying to play. Will it work? I don't know. But that's my expectation. This game is done. It's dusted. You had your chances. You can come out and say, we shoulda, coulda, woulda. Them can cuss off Ravel all them want for giving away the penalty. You can cuss off Jamal Lowe for not controlling the ball right before the penalty. If he was in one-on-one with the keeper, miscontrol. Leon had a couple chances where you expect somebody of his caliber to make something more out of. Difficult chances, but you expect more out of it. So it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to know that we are this close with so much deficiencies. It's a good feeling. Mexico is supposed to be. When Mexico play against America, it'll be must-see TV. So if Mexico and America is must-see TV, then what is Jamaica to America? If Jamaica can go Mexico and hold Mexico to 2-2. So all is not lost, people. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we think say loss. It's just, you know, we went down there and we got a draw in the last encounter we were there. And we just like, yo, again, you know, we have to figure out a way to, once we take the lead in this venue or in this country against this team, we have to figure out a way to hold these leads. And we did it tonight twice. We did it again in the last game that we were there. Right. And tonight again we came away with just a point. And so hopefully something that we can solve it quickly, because they are there for the taking, and maybe I don't know if we have missed our opportunities, but they are there for the taking. Well, let's see. League A. So the Reggaeboyz wrapped up their League A Group A matches or match with 6 points. They ended the group with 6 points. Suriname won. Mexico won the group. Big up Wayne. Wayne says we need a CDM. Ravel is a dunce head. In Group B, CONCACAF League A Group B, Panama, Costa Rica still have a game in hand. Panama is on 7 points. Costa Rica is on 6 points. They will play each other. Martinique is relegated. Canada, Honduras tied on points in Group C, League A, Group C. They'll still need to face each other. USA, El Salvador, USA is sitting on 7 points. El Salvador is sitting on 5 points. They still need to play each other. Each group winner will go on to the semifinals of CONCACAF Nations League, and each last place team will get relegated to League B. League B group winners will move up. Why Cuba going bad in a League B. Cuba, Haiti, Cuba, Nicaragua, Guatemala and French Guiana are looking to get promoted to League A. Barbados, Montserrat, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Belize looking to get relegated, will be relegated to League C. League C, Bonaire, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Puerto Rico are looking to go into League B. And I guess then since them can't get relegated no more, US Virgin Islands just have to stay with them there. That's it, family. That's it. I mean,
hey, big up BM. Wayne said Bobby Reed disappear after the goal, hide and seek the man out there play. BM says the game was there for the taking, so close and still couldn't get the result. Andre from Top Farm says we should be doing better. However, we are at the start of a new era and the coach would need more time with them. That is the sentiment I have.
And a big up is a Top Farm podcast. If this Dre from Top Farm podcast, big up, check out Top Farm podcast. I think it's Top Farm. Big up, you them do some good work. Big up to all the streamers, Military Guna TV and YouTube. Big up Military, big up to Ryan LFC, big up to Coach's Desk, big up to all of you, them Reggaeboyz commentary, Simon Preston, big up yourself. Yeah, coach need time. Definitely need time. Reggaeboyz fans, we are in need of something special. So we're not give no man a time around here.
All right, so then my thing now is why can't we create that holding midfielder? What is it about our genetics that we can't create a holding midfield footballer?
I mean, we have created holding midfielders.
When? After Peter Cargill, who is the next great holding midfielder we had?
I mean, we had big, excellent holding midfielders in our days.
After Peter Cargill, who has been the next holding midfielder that come to mind?
I think Keith Kelly was a good midfielder, holding midfielder.
What's up your foolishness, man?
No, he was. I mean, and then
Keith Kelly was an attacker.
And then his attacker 10, number 10 role he used to play.
Yeah. Holding midfield with a player there because I remember when there was it was almost a cult like following looking for Jeremy and Hugh to come play for Jamaica. Even when Jeremy and Hugh turned 500 years old and play for Harborview, people still was clamoring for Jeremy and Hugh. Rudolph Austin was an okay holding midfielder.
So then, yeah, I mean, so then the genetics argument, you need to clean up then. You need to fix up them out there.
But all right. So BM bring up Rudolph Austin, right? And Andre Neil bring up Jeremy and Hugh. I know there might be some delay, but so I'm just seeing the Jeremy and Hugh comment after what I said. But I said playing for Jamaica because Rudolph Austin, as great as Rudolph Austin was, right? Playing today against Mexico. If you take out Daniel Johnson and put Rudolph Austin in, Mexico would still be getting the rebounds. And I think this is where I might start an argument right now, and you know how we stay for our show. We can have a decent conversation. We can agree for disagree. So, my back, Brad, who don't agree with me, bring in the comments and I'm talking. But when I say a holding midfielder, I'm talking a player that can release the pressure on the team. What killed Jamaica today against Mexico is Mexico had consistent pressure leading up to both goals. Both goals came off consistent rounds of pressure. It was like a barrage of pressure that's coming at Jamaica. The only time Jamaica get the ball is when the ball went out for goal kick. A holding midfielder, a defensive midfielder, is a pressure release valve. It's not somebody going to run around and make hard tackles. That is a part of the requirement. But a major part of the requirement is a brother supposed to can transition the ball from defense to attack. We haven't had that in years. In years, we haven't had that. And that is such a priceless commodity in football that we see so many teams. And if you want to talk big name, Chelsea made that mistake when Chelsea made Makalele walk out the locker room. And Real Madrid became the Galacticos when Makalele walked into that locker room out of Chelsea's locker room. Having the great Zidane there, but you needed a Claude Makalele there. You needed a Conte. You needed as much as Reina, big Reina, our name, the father, Claudio Reina. As much as Claudio Reina turned on one big dopey bat right now. As a footballer, he's the ideal holding midfielder in CONCACAF. Anybody remember what Claudio Reina used to play like?
We have produced holding midfielders. I can't think of the name. I think Cameron's point is that we turn long ball FC is probably a contributing factor because a lot of times we have bypassed the midfield. Or the coaches that we are called are selected to do these jobs are not selecting the players because I thought Kevin Lambert was a very good player. I show a lot of promise. I've watched Kevin Lambert week in and week out in USL and he was excellent. I don't know what's the version of Kevin Lambert that we have now, but I mean, last time the coach called him, I see him play in the defense one time. So, coaching decision has, I think we can produce the players and we have produced the players. I watch Jamaican Premier League and I see some decent holding midfielders.
Dad.
You know, but...
No, we can't say Jamaican Premier League.
No, but yeah, so we want to have to clarify two things, you know. You are talking about great, right? Is great holding midfielder, yeah, say, right? Right? Just
right.
Because we have produced holding midfielders. Are they great? No, but I also think players need opportunities and proper coaching and development to transition to what's called great, right? So you have to have leagues and things for really. And the Premier League, I think, is not near what it used to be when I used to watch it back in the day with Winston, Twinnibug, Anglin, and them and their players. So there are youths there who are playing, holding midfield and playing well, but them just need the guidance, the coaching, and the development, and the league and the environment for maximize
right.
the potential.
Right. I didn't need experience though.
Yes.
And me know nobody said say BM's ideal holding midfielders are Raiki and Patrick Vieira, players who are aggressive and tenacious. Fine. But they also have the ability to control the game. I'm with Junior. This is why teams high press Jamaica so successfully. We don't have anyone between the defense and the attack to release pressure and create the glue with the attacking. It's a part of the reason for the long balls also. I agree 100% because
we agree on the same thing, but we are giving the opportunity to a guy who is not doing the job in Ravel Morrison, and he's constantly getting the opportunity. There's no accountability. He plays well, plays poorly, he still starts. So what is the incentive for Ravel Morrison to improve his game if he constantly does poorly and he gets game? We have labeled from whosoever coach, Ravel, a baller, a general. I mean, general he may be, but he has not been a general when enough your brother from Panama done him in the stadium, in that midfield. So we ask the players, and at the end of the day, if a man get a start, we also have to hold those who get the start accountable. We have to build a culture of competitive environment. You are not guaranteed your starting position. Ravel Morrison has been constantly guaranteed his starting position because he's supposed to be the glue. I have not seen him be no glue. Whether it's in
I
World
agree.
Cup qualifiers or in Nation League or in friendly matches. And I
I
think
agree.
DC United coaching staff share the same sentiments and tell him to go on a road.
I
So
agree. No, I can't disagree with you. 100% right. And I will take the coach to task if Ravel plays the next game. He should not even be in the squad the next game. He shouldn't be in the squad.
I mean, and I think that's a frustrating thing for, like, if you have players who are playing that position and wants to play for Jamaica, and all right, not even players who are playing that position and want to play for Jamaica who come from far. Not about youth in the Premier League right now, who are playing in the Premier League right now. They are holding midfielders, Portmore, Harborview, Cavaliers. They are playing football week in and week out. Ravel Morrison is not playing football. But Ravel Morrison is not only selected for the Jamaican team, but Ravel Morrison is also starting for the Jamaican team. So what kind of culture you create this as a coaching staff?
True.
And if means that you know what play ball in a Premier League and I play holding midfield and me and knock the ball and I throw and I show to the defense. I show as an option as a young youth who I grow in the game and I show as an option to pick the ball and pick it up and move it and I release the pressure. I mean, but me can't get a call in the team because Ravel Morrison have a thing locked and him not playing no ball.
All right. So then let me ask this question then. Why are we starting at Jamaica national team to start talking about why you're not getting a call?
This is true. Why we shouldn't start at the national team?
Why we're not talking about USL? Why we're not talking about Costa Rican League, Brazilian League, Mexican League? We have so many other leagues. Why are we talking about Jamaica? Look, if you're a young footballer right now,
yeah,
and Jamaica should be looking to give young players an opportunity. But if you were to really sit down and think about it and be honest with yourself, not you better, but the player.
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself and say, why should the national team call me to come play when the USL is not calling me? Why should the national team call me to come play when nobody off the island is calling me to come play?
Okay.
So we have to. It is. We agree. Ravel done. We agree. But if you are a young footballer, if you are a young holding midfielder right now in Jamaica, this should motivate you tomorrow morning. Get up and you're gonna run your 5 miles in the early morning because you know there is a spot in this team for you within the next 3 years or within the next World Cup cycle. There's a spot there begging for your name. Now, what is it that you need to do to be given an opportunity by the Jamaica Football Federation? It's not the coaching staff, it's the federation. So this information needs to be given out to the young players, where this is what we are looking for in a professional footballer. Give them set metrics that you need to pass that will say, okay, now you are viable. If you remove that uncertainty or that ambiguity away from it, I guarantee the young potential players in the Premier League will work towards.
All right. Come on, big up. There's a lot of comments that come through. Junior, I'm going to run through the comments. Come on said that the coach said that he won't use unattached as a reason not to select a player. That is madness. And then follow up behind that statement regarding this same squad, John Russell. John Russell was benched, and maybe, I don't know, maybe John Russell said, boy, coach, this is highly unlikely. Maybe John Russell said, boy, coach, let's go on bench, and then we come on. That aside, and I said it's highly unlikely, that aside, you have Ravel Morrison, and again, I don't know if I can emphasize this enough. Ravel Morrison is not playing football, and John Russell is playing football with Barnsley in the championship, and Ravel Morrison is starting. No, to me that is just crazy. It's absolutely just mind-boggling to me that a man who is not playing football. It's just like me come at your job, Junior, and I say, yo, I used to work for Windows XP. Give me a bus. And he said, boy, yo, see a man here who I work on the latest iteration of Windows, but he might go rub bench. Benton, come in. You know, depend on software development, you can come in. Unless another coach I pick his side then. Because no coach with sense cannot make that decision. That is idiotic. First, he's not supposed to be in a squad, but not only is he in the squad, he's in the squad and he's starting.
And I wear number 10.
And him on number 10 to Bosco. So then, if that's the case, they might as well go get Tariq McGee and all of the unattached ballers, them, all the unattached ballers, them from Jamaica, forward. Because ball game I give away. Ball game I dash away. Because Ravel must have secrets for the coach.
Not necessarily that he must have secrets for the coach. But one thing is, one thing that could be said is, I mean, no, this is going to hurt Cabo and it's going to bother a lot of people.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about pedigree. And if a man have pedigree, you're going to get picked over a lot of other people, right?
And fair enough. But here's my rebuttal to that. Pedigree or talent is worthless without work and delivery. It's not about your pedigree or your stock or your talent. It's what you're doing on the given day. When you hear Jose Mourinho, the general of the business, Pep Guardiola, the man they come forward and say, yo, what are you doing on that day? How are you doing it? How are you putting that shift in? So we have pick a man based on his potential of what he's supposed to be, and we said, well, we have the Manchester United tapes of what he was. No, man, and again, maybe the coach said, look, this is your last chance. Going to Gold Cup, you're now forward. I could go through some of the comments, because people have a whole heap of things to say.
Yeah, so come on, asking if Ravel is done what we said about Mariappa. I saw a comment. Nicholas, big up Nicholas Partner. Nicholas said, do we have any players who can come fill in that midfield position? And are we scouting good players? BM says Ravel keeps going from club to club because he's not as good as Jamaicans claim he is. Simple as that. Nicholas says backward settings, picking a player who don't have playing time, shocking. And BM says, Ballchat, didn't I say to you guys a couple of years ago that we're better off playing Maggie than Ravel? Hold on.
Go on. Because them two of them unattached. And we know say Maggie now go tackle, and we know say Ravel now go tackle. So, I mean, Junior, at this rate, right now, it's one if we just link the dentist and say we are forward, come kick some ball.
Do we have the pedigree?
No,
do you have
we don't.
Sir Alex Ferguson say that you were the next
great? We don't have the pedigree.
So we don't have that kind of look. But
many questions. But we will wait to hear what the coach say. Is one thing for really hear what he must say about what he doesn't say, and try to read between the lines, because I mean, the team is competitive, and that is very good. So there's this idea that with these players, or a couple players will need to move on, and you're still competitive. Think if you can get decent, serviceable, utility players in those roles, then you should be able to elevate more than being competitive. Convert these these wins, these competitive, these ties or draws into wins. You see what I say? So that maybe Junior, I just want to see the Reggaeboyz. You remember when Carl Brown used to coach? We know some boy we are compete for Shell Cup. I feel we are gonna win a trophy. You see what I say? We might not win nothing else, but we are gonna win Caribbean Cup or whatever they want to call it back then. I yearn for a trophy. Reggaeboyz need to try to start instill a culture of winning ball games
All right, so hold on.
and
All right,
winning trophies.
hold on.
Yeah.
If I give you the if I give you option of beating Mexico today,
Yes.
you think Jamaica is going to beat America?
I mean, you lace them up and you go. I don't know if they're going to beat America, but Junior, one thing I will say this. And the bookmakers will definitely not have Jamaica as a favorite. They won't.
All right.
One thing I will say is this. In order to have a chance, you have to win this game first.
But listen. What are we chasing? Are we chasing the Nations League Cup? Are we chasing a World Cup berth in 2026? Are we chasing a growth in football heritage? Because if we're chasing a Nations League Cup, we're disappointed right now. If we're chasing a World Cup berth in 2026, we're optimistic right now. If we're chasing growth in football heritage, we're kind of skeptical because we're not seeing any growth in terms of young players coming in, right? We have to get to a state of mind where we're not running down every game for Jamaica and coming up with pitchforks every time Jamaica lose a game. We have to stop that. And it's not because, again, I'm gonna say it, I'm not picking up for the colonizer. I'm not doing it.
No, it's fine. You can pick up for him all you want.
I was the same way with Paul Hall. I was the same way with Dion Burton, with Tapa early, after in this second, first, third, and fourth reign as coach. We cannot come up with pitchforks every game we lose. Why we do this? Why we do that? And that's a football play.
And you know why the fans come out with pitchfork every game that we lose, and we didn't lose the game tonight. We drew.
But we're talking like we lose.
Yeah, because and in actuality, the draw mean nothing to us in the context of the group.
The draw means everything to us in the context of CONCACAF. Because now in a World Cup qualifier, there is no reason for me to sit here and tell anybody that is watching the show that support Jamaica. There is no reason for me to tell anybody we are going to fear Mexico playing in World Cup qualification, because we know this is not the 11 playing the World Cup qualifications. So if we can bring an idiot side to Mexico and draw with Mexico, who the hell are going to tell me to be afraid of Mexico the next World Cup qualification? This is big in terms of CONCACAF. We don't care about the full trophy.
And here's my rebuttal point to that. We did draw with Mexico in the last World Cup qualifier in Mexico, right?
With all players.
And with some of these same players. Shamar Nicholson was there. Damian Lowe was there. In fact, wasn't Ravel there? Wasn't Daniel?
No, actually, Johnson? I thought we lost. We lost the game.
No, we threw away the game at the end. After
we lose the game at the end.
Yes, we threw away the game at the end because Mexico scored in the 89th minute or something like that. All right. And we left that stadium saying that we had that game and we let it go. In fact, there were missed opportunities. I mean, my thing is this. You need all the fan base because them have the same objective. You need the fan base that have the pitchforks out because you need that voice. You need the fan base who say we need to have time and reason build. And you need the fan base who have a different opinion. But because we all have the same objectives, the same objective is that we want the team to do well. And the Pitchfork fans are saying that, brother, them tired of it. Them tired. Them get up week in, week out. Them support the Reggaeboyz. They want to see, you equated to football heritage earlier. You want to see a culture where we can say, yo, the Reggaeboyz has football heritage, competitive outfit, day in, day out. When we walk on the grass, we now hope that we win. We are going to be a competitive outfit. And me, you see me, I deal with that. That is what the Pitchfork fans them want, you know. And I want to see no lazy man on the field at the foolishness. It's not, and I don't think that's too much to ask for the fan, for your team.
Sure.
Not too much.
I agree. So BM coming a comment that in modern day football, going 5 games without winning, you're on the brink of being fired. We shouldn't handle this coach with kid gloves. Remember, we beat Tupper and Paul Hall for poor results. Only beat Tupper and Paul Hall for poor results, not me. I started beat Tupper when it became idiotic. So I am not on the fire coach train as yet. I'm not there yet.
And, yeah. And I agree with the accountability across the board. We can't have Hal Grimson and have him with kid gloves. So if you use a light of fire on Tupper, be consistent and do the same thing.
But light a fire on Tupper for what?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general. Like if people were saying that Tupper after 5 games or 7 games wasn't the man because of poor results, the same people should say the same thing about Hal Grimson because after 4 or 5 games, you also have poor results. So as long as the people are consistent with them accountability, I am cool with that. You know, me understand some people are going to say, Hal Grimson out. Personally, I don't think he should get sacked because at the end of the day, right now, you have World Cup and you hire him and I saw positive signs. There's something decision making which is just puzzling. Like why those players were selected for the Trinidad game series, and I know it was a closed window, but none of those players were in this group. I think George King was the only one. So I guess this just illustrates that how poor the cupboard is. So the dentists need to get ready to go recruit with them JFF bridging them and get things together because we can't keep going. We can't keep doing this. Can't keep doing this. Can't keep when we run up into the big boys, we hang on and lose. Cannot. All right. Any other comments before we go my way on?
So let me see, because all right. So for the people that have come, we see the numbers. I want everybody that is watching right now, even the silent listeners, just post a comment in. And be honest. It's a simple yes or no. Are you guys really that disappointed in how Jamaica played today? Yes or no? Be curious. What about you, Benton? Are you disappointed in at the end of the game? We can't talk Mexican Ballchat right now. The man never drinks some tequila and a fret, and I said, Jesus Christ, Mexico is no longer the big dog in CONCACAF, and when it's no longer the big two, and the world is coming to an end. That's what's happening on the Mexican Ballchat right now. And the Jamaican Ballchat, are you really? Well, we know we can pick out different subsets of the game and say minute 15 to minute 30, blah, 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 minute this, blah, 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 blah. But in its entirety, are you really disappointed in what happened in the game today?
The performance or the result? Which one?
Everything.
Everything.
As a Jamaican fan, Are you more confident going forward? Are you less confident? So if you're more confident, yes. If you're less confident, no.
And so there's now about the CM is not an option.
You can't be the same.
Oh, you mean you can't tell if I know?
Okay, all right, fine. You can't be the same. Go ahead. You can't be the same.
I didn't expect anything from this game going into the game. So with that result, I said yes, this is a positive outcome. It's a positive outcome knowing that I didn't expect anything from the game. I also watched Mexico against Suriname and I thought, well, I mean, Suriname definitely had a few chances. So, but even with that in mind, I didn't expect anything from the game. You know, so, but let me flip the question to you.
All right.
Knowing that you saw how Reggaeboyz perform and the result, even with the deficiencies in midfield, are you satisfied with the result?
I am satisfied with the result. Yes. And if I could explain why. And this is where I'm drinking mad post space. This is where I drink too much liquor. This is where something wrong with my head, blah, blah, blah. All applies. But I am satisfied with the hope that next 3 months of Jamaican football is going to be different. I know my expectations are we play a couple games against Trinidad, we play a game against Mexico. We use 40 players, right? I expect the coaching staff to sit down and watch all 3 games. I watch each player and judge each player individually and say, what is my best 15 players, or what is my best 25 out of the pool of 50? Legitimately, right? And out of that 25, we put on the next 25, but dash away. That's it, on God. Then now, in my big pool of players, for the next week, 2 weeks, we're going to sit down, we're going to watch every USL game, we're going to watch every Premier League game, we're going to watch every English Premier League game, League 1, League 2, Bundesliga, whatever. Whichever player that you have in the pool that is playing out there, I am going to assign a coach to each of those games. And you are responsible to sit down and watch. That hearsay. We don't want to hearsay Leon Bailey had a good game for Aston Villa or Ray. You sit down as a coach with me higher. And you sit down and forward back with each player that I'm assigning to you. And you come back and say, here are all the assets for this player. Positives, negatives. And me going to put that up against my 25 that I have. And then we say, is there a player out of this pool that we can flip in a player out of this pool? Yes, that player comes in, this player come out. All right, you come in. That next 25, when it's all said and done, over the next whatever playing window, the next FIFA date, that is the team I am bringing in. And that team that come in, will come in and play some ball and give me some more data set. Right? And when that data set come in, me match it, and the same players that we watch over the last 3 months, my coach will sit down and watch them same players again, and we'll come back and do the process all over again. I will build our squad. Then we go into the Gold Cup. Our Gold Cup, here's my 25-man roster. Me no business what do want to tell me about this somebody do this somebody do that. We don't care. This is my 25-man roster. And I'm going into the Gold Cup with this 25-man roster. And who not going to trust me because me do my due diligence. It's that simple. That's why I say I am happy with the game that was played today because I don't expect this team to play World Cup qualifier. But me know if we can build a squad, and it's not that hard. And listen to me. Benton, me, you, come on, that host Ballchat. We can do this as an experiment. I can assign myself 10 players. We can give you 10 players. We can give Ben and give come on 10 players and say forward back next Sunday. and talk about how each player play and tell me which player is the best player. You don't need to fly go to the country for recruit these players or for watch these players. All you need is Paramount Plus for watch Champions League and Europa League. All you need is Peacock for watch Premier League. All you need is ESPN Plus for watch Bundesliga, League One, and Spanish League. And guess what? A $15-20 a month. So all the coach them, all the man them in a GFF, all this and that, whatever the side them and a beer. Instead of she eat lobster this week, she'll eat fried fish. Because you have to use the rest of the money to pay for streaming. You have to work. So it's not that difficult. And I am coming from that perspective. Yeah. Now, if BC them come back next time and forward with Ravel Morrison and Daniel Johnson, then you hear what? Me, I'll be the first one in line and light a fire. Because they're man enough to play again.
Yeah, fair enough. Definitely understand. I mean, lots of positive. Lot of positives from El Pistolero. We scored 2 goals. We created chances. Our forwards had touches in the opponent's box. We did well in the counterattacks when we have the ball. Camon says it was a loss for Mexico. The fans were booing. Man like Chucky should have had a hat trick. Should have a hat trick, but he didn't. So I'm okay with the performance. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I didn't expect anything from the game. I expected Mexico to win the game, knowing that they're playing at home. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. There are a lot of things that we can take from this, but we have to build this depth. We have to build a competitive culture of players who really ready for, leave it on the line. And no man is supposed to have them place locked because of name. Daniel Johnson, Ravel Morrison, look at this image that we posted. This is the penalty. Before the penalty, Daniel Johnson just stand and do nothing. Ravel lunge and do something and do foolishness. So we have to do better. We have to step up with the accountability. Have to do better. Junior, we need to take ourselves. We need to take ourselves. Big up to all the listeners. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to smash the like button. We do this again next Sunday at 5 p.m. Regular Ballchat show will resume. And another day at the office. Another day for the Reggaeboyz. Another day doing them business. Another day. 2-2 in Estadio Azteca. Junior, final words, family.
Disappointing that we draw with Mexico, and that's a great feeling. I never thought in my life I would come out and say I am disappointed that we lost to Mexico. So, hey, world goes on, life goes on, we'll move on.
Big up to Nat. Nat says, was impressed. I'm telling yous from now, if we had more options with Jamaican call-ups, we 100% would have beaten Mexico tonight. But shows our country is getting close to competing, but even though we didn't get promotion, was happy with the draw. Melovich says 22 should get more minutes. Man, do what we expected Ravel to do. That number 22. So that was John Russell. Yes, pretty much a positive vibes coming around from the fans. Fans pleasantly surprised. Big up to Bobby Cordova Reed and scoring a goal. Good goal. Well, you say you can score a rocket, but you can't score from 2 yards out in a World Cup qualifier. What a controversy. Well, that, big up to all listeners. Big up to all listeners. Just a reminder, the Reggaeboyz will stay in League A. So they maintain their position in League A, CONCACAF Nations League A. Mexico will advance to the semi-finals of the Nations League, CONCACAF Nations League. Panama, Costa Rica in Group B, competing for the top spot. Panama, Costa Rica have one game in hand. They will play each other. Panama on 7 points, Costa Rica on 6 points. Canada and Honduras in Group C, 6 points each. They will play each other. Winner takes a group. USA, El Salvador have one game in hand. I think they'll play each other. USA sitting on 7 points. El Salvador on 5. Winner takes. Winner of each group will go on to the semi-finals. More football, more valuable minutes. We hopefully answer some more questions for the coaching staff. And now that club football will return this weekend. Big up to Antonio Conte as he got finally put out of his misery as he was sacked by Spurs earlier today. Those of you who joined us late, Antonio Conte is out at Spurs. Ryan Mason and Christian Stenhelin will coach the last 10 games. Thomas Tuchel is the new man at Bayern Munich as he replaced Julian Nagelsmann. Bayern Munich told Julian Nagelsmann for do road. We'll definitely post the comments from Coach Reggaeboyz, Coach Emir Hal Grimson once we get to hear what I say. But positives from tonight's encounter for the Reggaeboyz. Positives from tonight.
Yo, people. Yo, we're not going too downhearted, man.
Positive results.
Listen to me. 1749, established 1749 in Jamaica. Appleton Estate, crafted in the heart of Jamaica. Signature blend, Jamaica rum, distilled and blended in Jamaica by J. Ray and Nephew. We are not sponsored by Appleton, but I'm going to tell you something right now. This is the best time for you to go out there and drink some Appleton and relax. And like the great, what's his name? What name? What a big comedian, the great comedian, black comedian with the Afro name. Jeez, what name, Benton?
Richard Pryor.
As the great Richard Pryor will say, have a Coke and a smile and shut the hell up.
Richard Pryor.
Yo, don't worry yourself, people. We're nice.
We got our road, family. We got our road. Bless up for the self, family. Bless up for the self. Big up to all listeners. Remember to subscribe. Tell a friend about the show. Facebook at Ballchat. Twitter, Ballchat1. Instagram, Ballchat Podcast. Look more, family. We are the road now, Junior. Look more, brother.
Later.